Sarah Moss, you had a good fucking thing going there, but you blew it. You could have made this a tandem thing. Instead, your readers had to do it for you.
Oh my god.
That's just a PSA to Sarah J. Moss.
Oh my god. If you try to come for her fandom is like really crazy. You have to be careful. They're like kind of vicious. I'm not joking.
Oh my god.
It's a bunch of like middle-aged white women.
Not a bunch of white women that hide behind their computer screens and read fucking books.
I hear only out of this one. I can't hear you in this one.
That's okay. You can switch them out.
Okay.
That one I think has a little issue going on.
Just unplug here.
No. Don't touch. No, I'm just kidding. Just grab that one right there.
Fine, Kyle.
There we go. I can hear you just fine. I can hear you just fine over there.
Oh my god.
Yeah, don't knock that over.
Kyle, you're trying to tell me what to do?
How are we doing now?
Oh my god, I hear you.
Hold on, switch it so the silver side's on your other ear.
I was going by left or right, but fine, tell me what to do. I only like being told what to do in some circumstances, Kyle.
Not work circumstances.
I fucking hate being told what to do. I'm so imperious by nature. Oh my god, I can't. I hate having bosses.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Shut the fuck up. Shut up.
That's a witch thing. I think it's a witch thing. Like, I've come to the conclusion because I attract witches.
Heard.
I attract strippers.
My best friend's a stripper.
I attract porn stars. Okay? I have a thing. I don't know what it is. I attract them.
Okay.
And I attract girls that do not like to be told what to do in public situations.
What if I told you I was a witch, a stripper, and a porn star?
I would not be surprised.
I'm not, but
I wouldn't be surprised if you were, though. There's a lot.
I've considered all three, and I've landed on witch. The only reason why the other two haven't come into fruition is because my dad would murder me. So.
And he knows what the fuck goes on with you, right?
Yeah.
He's got the insider intel.
He tracks my location.
He tracks your location. How?
Of course he does. iPhone to find my friends.
Okay, you shared it with him.
Yeah. I mean, it was a request, but not.
It was a request.
It was a request, but not a request.
It was a request, but not a request.
When Timothy tells you to do something, you just say, okay. What do I do? Question you?
Well, your dad, from what I remember you telling me, he is in the FBI, right? Retired FBI.
Yes. You don't say no to Timothy.
So how the heck does that come about? Like, what is, like, let's get into this a little bit. First of all, where does that come from? Why is your dad an FBI agent? Secondly, like, what the fuck was that like growing up with a dad who was in the FBI?
Well, it's my dad in FBI and then my stepdad, homicide detective. So both of them.
A homicide detective?
Yes.
Okay.
So, like, someone gets murdered and he wakes up at 2 o'clock in the morning to go take crime scene photos and autopsy photos and figure out who did it.
Right.
I was really sheltered. I was super fucking nerdy. I didn't do a lot when I went to college. I kind of, like, once I got out of their house, I was like, wow, I can drink and do drugs. Because, like, I was afraid to drink and do drugs at home because I was like, the cops are here. Like, what am I going to do?
Yeah, like, they're in your home.
They're in my home.
Right.
But growing up, it was chill. Like, my dad got into it, I mean, honestly, through trauma. Because, like, unfortunately, my grandma, his mom got sick. And so he was like, I need a job where I don't need to have a college education, cop. So he became a cop at 19, which is stupid. A 19-year-old should not be a cop.
Don't need an education to be a cop. That sounds pretty backwards. Yeah.
And, like, I love my dad, but he even says at the time he was an asshole. He was, like, so intense. Like, you do what I say, when I say, how I say. He, like, quickly moved up the ranks. There's even, like, a day named after him in Newark. He's, like, very intense man. And then he was on, like, bomb squad, joint terrorism task force. Like, he was, like, doing shit. And then he got shot, so then he retired.
Oh shit, he got
And now
shot.
he got
Okay.
shot. He still has a bullet in his lungs.
God damn, it's in his lungs
It's in
still?
his lungs, my papa. But he has like 3 black belts. It's literally like having Liam Neeson as a dad. Yeah,
Yo, that's crazy.
it is. Yeah.
You told me something. I can't remember when this was, but you told me something about, because I asked you kind of that same question, like when you told me that your dad was a part of the FBI. I'm like, what's one of the craziest things like you've, and obviously that's just such an obvious question for me to ask or for anyone to ask, but it's valid. Like what, like who's in the FBI? Nobody.
My dad.
But probably more people than we'd expect. Are
Yeah.
you FBI? Shit, you might be FBI.
I could be. I would be a really good agent, but I don't want to give my skills to the government. Fuck that. They don't deserve it. I'm too brilliant for them. They don't deserve it. I'm like a good spy. Like I can find out anything about anyone. Like just give me a name, maybe a location, maybe an age. I could find out who you are, where you went to school, your family's names, who you voted for, where you live. Yeah.
Who you voted for?
Yeah. I can find out your voting history.
How can you find out somebody's voting history?
Software.
Software.
I have software.
So you're like a hacker at the same time?
I'm not a hacker. I wish I was a hacker. I would erase student loans, but I'm not.
That's crazy. So you have softwares that can track who somebody has voted for in the past.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so what other like softwares do you have that can track or find things out about people?
If you give me someone's phone number, I could find out your address. I could
Right.
find out social medias,
Right.
and then even from there, if you give me someone's address, I could put it into Zillow, find out the floor plan of your home, find out points of entry. Like it's really easy.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
yeah,
Okay, so like are these legal softwares?
yeah. They have a paywall, and you can write into them to say "take me out." So like I'm not in these softwares. My dad's not in the softwares. Like you can say like, I don't want to be a part of this,
Oh, really?
but you have to ask them.
But in general, they just have everybody's.
They have everything. Your whole life, every single place you've lived, known associates. Like if you ever live with a partner, it'll be like possible relative. Like, yeah, I can look you up too.
Holy crap.
I can look you up. I haven't out of respect for like your privacy, but I can.
Holy shit. Yo, that's crazy. Okay, so when you are doing your research, right? So you're a true crime investigator, researcher.
Yes.
So you're not actually going and investigating things. You're doing research for your own purposes.
Well, for me, but also for TV shows, documentaries, podcasts.
Right.
I'm hired by people to do this. So, like on HBO, the Murdoch murders, I was the researcher for that. I had to find friends and family, and like someone literally gave me, here's some scans from someone's yearbook from 2006. Can you find these people today to see if they want to be on the show? And I found them. Like, even though
Wow.
they had married, they had changed their name, they moved out of state. So yeah, I like find people to interview for our show. And I also contact like police stations, courthouses for crime scene photos and court transcripts. And yeah, I see a lot of dead bodies in a week.
Holy crap. So is that like information that only you can get? As like what, like do you have to get like approval from the somebody or the police or whatever to be able to get that information, to see those photos, to get that information about a crime? Like what's the filter there? Like how who can just call up a fucking police department and be like, yo, I'm doing research, I need to see photos, or I need to like understand what happened. Like what's the filter for that? How does that process work? Yeah.
It's a formal request. It's called a FOIA, Freedom of Information Act. And so you have to go, there's usually on their website like a whole page, like you put it in and you submit the person's name, their age, when the crime happened, like what you want it for. And then they email you back and say either like, yes, your request is fulfilled, or it's denied. And then they like send it over to you. Sometimes there's a pay associated with it. Like, okay, these documents will cost $700 or it's free, and they'll just send it to you.
Crazy. So anybody can do this?
Yes, but anyone can fill it out, but that doesn't mean that they'll say yes.
Right. But if I wanted to fill out a Freedom of Information
Act. Yeah.
Form.
Yes.
Act.
Yes, you can.
Form. I could send and I'd send it to who? A police station?
The police station, yeah. Where the crime, like, who handled the crime.
Who handled the crime?
Yeah. NYPD is annoying. It's not going to happen with NYPD. Canada protects their citizens. They're like, who the fuck are you? No, which I love. Other places, especially in the South, they're like, wow, this is going to be on the TV in New York City. Okay. And they just give shit. I'm dead ass.
Yeah.
All the Barbaras and Dorises, they love to chat. And I'm just like, yeah, girl. Oh my God, girl, that's so crazy. So when are you gonna give me those documents? Yeah. Just sweet talk 'em.
God, yeah, sweet talking to death. Yeah.
And literally get crime scene photos. It's disgusting.
Hilarious.
It's not my favorite part.
And you're going deep into that right now. You're going deep into the South, right?
That's what she said. Yes.
You're going deep in it, deep in the South.
Going deep in the South. The show I'm working on right now is based out of the South. I can't say the title because it's a working title and it might change. But it's Oxygen, crimes that happen in the South. In the South, they get creative with how they want to, like, get rid of someone. Like, this and, like, it's all based on money or sex or some, like, perceived slight. Like, someone's ego was bruised and now they're just killing people. It's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so what makes you say that? Like, what case or what situation? I don't know. I guess what case is prompting you to say this? Like, are you researching several things right now, or are you, like, on one big topic, one big case?
12 different episodes, so 12 different cases. One that sticks out to me, this is can I say it? It's been done before. One woman, her name is Nurse Vicky from Texas. She was like an angel of death nurse. She would go to the hospital and just kill people after she had a fight with her husband, or if she, like, wasn't feeling good that day, she would just, like, pull people's, like, fucking life support or inject them with some drug that gave them, like, a heart attack and killed them.
Right.
And she was even so crazy that if in high school, this woman was, like, in her 50s. So in high school, if someone didn't say yes to her, if she asked them out on a date, she killed her fucking grandparent, like, 30 years later in the hospital.
Oh, God.
So so imagine, Kyle, someone in high school asks you out and you're like, no, I'm not interested. Okay, fine. For whatever reason, a loved one of yours ends up in the hospital. This bitch is their nurse. She remembers Kyle didn't say yes to me 30 years ago. And now she kills like, this bitch was crazy. She killed, that we know of, like, 13 plus people.
God damn, that's crazy. I've heard of stories like that, though, of nurses doing that. That's a weird thing with nurses.
It's weird. Yeah, it's
Jesus
weird.
Christ.
Angel of death, baby.
How many people have been killing people in the hospitals? Okay, but what else? What else has been interesting about the South that you've found out so far? Because you've texted me like, yo, they do crazy shit.
They do crazy shit.
Right. So let's do this.
Okay.
What phone call stood out to you in terms of research that you've been doing for one of your episodes?
Okay.
The conversation with that person on the phone.
Okay, yeah.
Right? Okay, so you just had one that came to your mind. Okay, let's get there. So what was it?
It's not from this show. It's from a different show.
Okay.
It's based, and the show is already out. It's called First Blood. It's A&E, and it's about when a serial killer, it's like their first blood, their first time killing.
Right.
Cleveland, Ohio, which Ohio has such a high concentration of serial killers. This man, he's a piece of shit, Anthony Sowell, that we know of, killed 13 women and, like, kept their bodies, like, in his home and buried in his lawn, but, like, just a few inches below the soil. So his lawn was, like, lumpy. And then the smell was so bad that they blamed it on the sausage factory next door. And the sausage factory had to, like, pay hundreds of thousands of dollars to clean grease traps and redo everything. But it was because this bitch was a serial killer and had dead bodies all around. 3 different women escaped his house, ran to the cops and said, he just tried to kill me. I saw bodies without heads in his homes. And the cops were like, oh, you're just a prostitute. Fuck off. And he went on to kill more people until finally someone was like, bro, he's a fucking killer. Go into his house. And then they were like, yo, what the fuck? So the call that stood out to me is a survivor. Bless this woman, Melvette Sowell. No, not Sowell. Melvette. What's her? Melvette Stockwell? Melvette. She called me. Well, I called her for the interview. And she was that we know of, one of his first victims, but she escaped by literally, like, she was trapped in his house for 3 days. Unfortunately, like, think of all the bad things that can happen, happened. His sister was in the house.
my
Like, people
God.
people were there, and he just had her up in his, like, attic bedroom for 3 days. Finally, he, like, fell asleep. And before he fell asleep, he says, I'm going to go to sleep, but when I wake up, I'm going to kill you. And so she was like, so I have to get the fuck out of here. So he went to sleep, and she was, like, hog-tied. So she, like, shimmied to the window that he left open, rolled onto the roof, and then 2 old ladies happened to be passing by and saw her, like, naked, hog-tied on the roof. And she was, like, screaming, help me, with, like, a gag. And they were like, what the fuck? And then they, like, called the cops. The cops bust down the door. Motherfucker was still asleep while the cops bust in his home. And so she was just telling me, like, that story. It was, like, a Wednesday, 10 a.m. I'm hearing about this woman's trauma, about how she was, like, running with, like, the biggest drug pit. Like, it was, yeah, it gets it gets crazy.
God,
It gets crazy.
And you got to talk to her, and she told you all that.
She's a wonderful one. We still say Merry Christmas to each other, too.
That is crazy.
Yeah, she's a nice lady. She's nice.
Wow.
Hi, Melvet.
Okay, so you're a big reader, which, like, you love. I know, I can tell from how much we've talked so far. And, you know, obviously you have these 2 books with you. Sarah Moss's lackluster effort to create a dual.
Yo, if they, listen, so all of the Throne of Glass, Akator girlies, I am not associated with this. This is Kyle's statement. I am a fan through and through. Don't come for me. Come for him. I don't co-sign this. This is slander.
Yo, if anybody contacts you asking about my information, do not do not
Kyle
aid in this case.
Last he told me, he lives in this location. No, I could find you.
That's great. So you got this big, like, where does your fascination with serial killers come from?
Gosh, I think it's more like just the psychology of, like, how the fuck did you turn into this person? Like, everyone goes through life. Everyone has hardships. Why are you killing people? Why are you eating people? Why are you fucking dead bodies? Like, what is going on?
Oh, God.
Oh, yeah, that was Ted Bundy's whole thing.
Necrophiliac, right?
That's why he killed people.
Oh, Ted Bundy would fuck dead bodies?
He would, like, he would cut their heads off.
Oh, God, don't even tell me that.
Go home, wash their hair, do their makeup, and fuck their decapitated heads, bro.
No!
He would keep the heads in his, like, home, in the wall. And he had a long-time girlfriend, too, at the same time. Her memoir is so unhinged. Yeah. I read 11 books for that, to research Ted Bundy. And I calculated, like, I found every single date associated with him, and I made charts for all of the dates. And I did plot out a pattern for when he killed people.
Oh, really? What was it?
He killed people when the moon was either debilitated or exalted. So when the moon was debilitated in Scorpio or exalted in Taurus, which in his chart, his moon is so afflicted, and it is in Scorpio. So it was a bit of, like, a lunar return when his mind would, like, go fucking crazy, and then he would kill people.
Oof. Mm-hmm. Wow, that's crazy. Are you the only person to be connecting like serial killer research with astrology?
I think so, because at least with what I do, it's called Jyotish. It's Vedic astrology, and the Vedic astrology girlies are all like, it's called the science of light, and true crime is very dark. So even, like, if I try to tell some Jyotishis, they're like, oh, but be careful because it's so dark. I'm like, shut up. I know it's dark. It's murder. Like, I'm fine. But so a lot of people don't want to touch it. They're like, it's too disturbing. I'm like, this is the most fascinating shit I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, there's even like people who were born during a Venus retrograde have very auspicious. You were born during a Venus retrograde.
Oh, shit.
So which explains so much about your artsy fartsiness.
Okay.
Margot Robbie, born during a Venus retrograde.
Okay, word up.
Like,
word up.
it's a beautiful transit. I'm jealous. Like, I looked, I was like, how close was I? I'm not in it. But when Venus goes retrograde, it makes a really beautiful pattern, like a mandala, like in the sky. If you trace the outline, it looks like a flower when it goes retrograde. It's like how it moves. It's really pretty.
Okay, so what does retrograde mean really quick?
Okay, so retrogression is when a planet, its apparent motion, when you look at it, it appears to go backward, and then it actually does. Like, let's say Venus is going through, its last retrograde was in Cancer, so it's moving through Cancer. It starts going retrograde, so it starts going back. So it'll, like, instead of keep going forward from Cancer to Leo, it'll move backwards and, like, reverse. It's like, imagine put the car in reverse. It goes back. And then it causes, like, depending on the planet, it can be wonky or it can be beautiful. Mercury retrograde, wonky. Venus, beautiful. Sex, money, drugs, like artsy things. Like, this past Venus retrograde was so fun. It was so naughty.
When was it?
This was over the summer. This was
Oh, I had a good summer.
right? It was like
Yeah.
August through September was the Venus retrograde. It was so nice. I
Yeah.
thought so. It was
Okay.
over my ascendant, so I was like it was great.
Okay, cool. So what do you mean when it comes backwards? It
So
starts like the fucking planet isn't moving backwards.
it is. So, like, for example, Venus, it was when it was going retrograde, it had like moved this past summer. It was like in Leo a little bit, but then when it went retrograde, it went back into Cancer, and then once it went.
But hold on, wait. So these planets, they circular, they go, they orbit around the sun,
Correct.
right?
Yes.
So you're trying to tell me that this Venus is going clockwise
Mm.
or counterclockwise. I'm going counterclockwise right now, right?
Mm.
And then it started coming back this way.
Yes.
Are you sure that's actually happening?
Oh my God. I'm quite positive that's what's happening. You can tell you can look at the degree that the planet is in. So let's say if it was at 28 degrees of Cancer, and then all of a sudden it's at 15 degrees of Cancer. It's been going backwards. You can look it up. I'm not making this up.
Like, is this like scientifically proven?
This is scientifically proven.
Okay.
That's why the pattern that it makes, you can see, like,
Well, why the fuck doesn't the Earth do that? It's always, there's never any talk about the Earth. It's always different fucking planets. Why
that's
is
very
that?
true.
Why is that?
From what I
What
learned,
about your Mars? Why isn't there a fucking Mars?
Mars goes retrograde.
Okay.
All
okay.
of the planets go retrograde.
Okay. Besides Earth.
Well, that's a good question. I don't know. We never talk about Earth. It's like we're on Earth, so we're just experiencing the light from the planets that affect us. So, like, for example, lunatic comes from La Luna, the moon.
We're
like-
experiencing the light.
That's like Jyotish's like phrasing of it, 'cause it's the science of light. These light bodies, the stars, the planets. We're experiencing those effects. So, like, the moon affects tidal waves and tsunamis. Like, sailors factor it in.
Right.
Humans should be 70% water if you're hydrated. So it affects us.
Right.
Statistically,
And I've heard that our bodies are like, what, like fucking a small percentage of rock as well?
okay.
No? Like
I don't
dust,
know.
like dust and rock?
Oh my God, we're starlight. Stop. That's so cute.
That's what I've heard. Okay, so, but anyways, okay, so, right. So are we actually experiencing the light, or are we experiencing their relation to Earth and the gravitational pull between them, us, and the sun?
So both. And that explains why, like, the light portion, Jyotish doesn't recognize Uranus, Pluto, or Neptune, the outer planets. Because it's like, it's a bit naive. I think this reasoning, it's like, if we can't see it, then it doesn't affect us. And I'm like, that sounds like you're putting your head in the sand a little bit. But Jyotish doesn't recognize those planets. Like, with the naked eye, I can see Saturn, I can see Jupiter, I can see Venus. You can see Jupiter and Venus quite often, like in the night. Jupiter is really pretty at night.
Yeah.
It's not too cloudy, I can show you when we go outside.
Right.
But yeah, so the gravitational pull, and like, especially like Saturn returns are super, super gnarly. They happen like every 28-ish years. And a lot of people, like the 27 Club, has been linked to people's Saturn returns. Like, if you look at their charts, it's like fucking crazy. Yeah, I did a little experiment with my friend. We were looking at Saturn returns at the 27 Club, and we were like, there's other factors too, but it's like Saturn had an effect on that person.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, so Ted Bundy
Oh my God.
was killing during his
Venus retrograde. So he was born during a Venus retrograde, and unfortunately, his Venus is very beautiful. His Venus is so, like, in his chart, his Venus is unafflicted. It's retrograde. It's in its own sign of Taurus. It's with Jupiter. Like, it's a fucking nice Venus. And that was his whole thing, was he was this, like, charming, handsome guy who would lure women, young girls, because they were usually minors, in and be like, oh, I broke my arm. Could you help me carry my books to my car or whatever? And then he would hit them in the head and then kill them. So when he had, like, Venus went retrograde, a week later, he started his killing spree.
Crazy.
Yeah, it's, and then he was
Okay.
doing it on, like, the moon being in Taurus or Scorpio.
Okay, wow, that's crazy. You got to be the only person connecting these details. This is insane.
I'm writing a little something about it.
Crazy. Okay,
Yeah.
so and you're saying that my Venus I was born in Venus in retrograde or some shit. We don't need to get into it. No, we don't need to get into it yet. But we can talk about it. But like,
Yeah.
is that what you said?
You were born during a Venus retrograde.
Okay, so are we experiencing? How the fuck are these planets right giving off light?
Because they're astral bodies.
But like, we're not like. Does the Earth give off light?
Yes, if we were to be in another planet, we would see Earth's light. Because of how
Right,
the
but
sun, the sun
I'm
is shining
thinking about
on
that,
it.
right? Yeah, the sun is shining on it. So the sun is actually hitting it, and then the light is bouncing off of it and coming back.
Correct.
So it actually doesn't have its own light. It's
No.
actually, we're just experiencing different sunlight from
The sun.
stars.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And that's why, like,
From
with the
planets.
different phases of the moon, it's not the moon that's the luminous body. It's the sun
Right.
hitting it.
It's the sun hitting it. And can we
Same.
talk about this real quick? The moon?
Sure.
I got to get because my dad loves to watch his fucking Ancient Aliens, right?
Oh, my God. Okay.
But the moon, though,
Mm-hmm.
there's a dark side of the moon.
Okay.
We never see the other side of the moon. It doesn't rotate.
Okay. Yeah.
Why is that?
I don't know.
Do you know the theories behind it?
No. What are the theories?
Well, the theories are there's a couple things. So first of all, they think that the moon is hollow because they've tracked like vibration stuff on the surface of the moon,
Okay.
and it keeps vibrating, like a sound will keep vibrating through it.
Interesting.
And then also so when it's rotating around the earth, right? It just stays like that. So there's something magnetic about it or something
Yeah.
about that side, that part of the moon. Otherwise, why the fuck would why would it just rotate like this?
And we don't see the other side.
Right?
Okay.
You know?
So what's your theory, that there's aliens?
So if this is the earth, right? Or sorry, if this is the moon and my microphone is the earth, just for everybody watching, right? You can see my screen. The moon rotates around the earth like this. Okay? And there's one other thing about it, and it's blanking me right now, but what is the other factor?
You were saying
there?
like aliens or something.
Well, no, I'm just talking about the moon and itself.
It's pretty. It's really pretty. Do you see the face in the moon?
So weird. Oh yes, of course.
Okay.
Yeah.
Some people can't see it.
Some people can't see the face in the moon.
Like,
I'm not friends with those people.
they're not chosen. They're not
Yeah,
God's
no.
favorite.
No. They probably have contacts. I'm not friends with people that have bad eyesight either. I'm just joking.
Me wearing my contacts. Don't you wear contacts?
Me wearing my contacts. No. Why do you think I wear
You have
contacts?
2020?
Yeah, 2020, 2019. Yeah.
Whatever.
Why?
Living your superior. I'm blind.
Oh.
It's really, yeah. I'm like, I can't see. It's because I was reading it late at night as a child with
I was about to say.
flashlight.
Why is that a thing with people that read books?
Because
A lot of people that read have fucking glasses. Why is that?
because we use our eyes more. But you would think the muscles would be stronger.
Right?
Yeah. It's because I used to like stay up late, literally flashlight under the covers. Is anyone like, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Is
get
anyone
it.
outside? Is somebody around me?
Fuck your bedtime. My book is still going. I want to read my Harry Potter.
The book is still going. I'm
book is
still
still going.
watching. I'm still watching the movie.
Yeah.
It's right here.
It's good. I literally
there and
envision
here.
like the whole world now
Yeah.
with like fan art. And do you know about like wiki fandom pages?
No.
Okay, it's like Wikipedia.
Yeah.
But it's for the books.
Oh,
And so
cool.
fans will like use descriptions from the books to make fan art of what they think the characters look like.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And then the author will be like, oh, I love these. This is exactly what I envisioned. The people are like, this is them. And then they'll just start making more so that you could look at those images while you're reading and be like, oh, this is who this person is.
Cool.
Yeah. And a lot of people have like weird obsessions over some of the characters. Like they want to get like dicked down by some of these characters. Yeah. The fairy porn books.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Explain that. Well, I mean, listen, hey, you know, you guys are going deep down into these fucking words, man. They paint pictures into your head. They make you know, people get curious.
Okay.
People get curious. Listen, every time I'm on Pornhub, I see a fucking monster dicking down a girl, and I'm like, what is this ad? But
like tentacle
maybe I'm
porn?
gonna go watch it.
Tentacle porn?
Oh, I haven't watched it, but I've seen that. I've seen ads for that.
You've seen ads?
Tentacle porn?
Is it someone wearing like a glove? Like
No, I think it's like people that are wearing like fake tentacles that look like they're fucking aliens, or they're like an octopus or whatever, and their fucking finger, you know, they're, you know.
So a tentacle glove.
I don't know what a tentacle
Like
glove
a glove, and it's like a tentacle. Like.
Sure.
Okay, I don't
If
know.
it looks like, it looks like a tentacle of a, yeah.
Okay.
You know.
I have very intimate knowledge with tentacle porn gloves, apparently. No, these books, they're pornography. Like, if you see someone reading, okay, the porn starts in these. The other 5 didn't have porn. They was just tension. But these get porn. Like, apparently, I didn't get to the porn.
That's how you build it up.
Well, the
5 books of tension? Jesus Christ, that's edging to the fucking extreme.
It's aggressive.
Sarah Moss is a professional edger.
She is. She
Jesus
really is. Like, it is. So I haven't gotten to the porn yet, but in the other series, they just get dicked down immediately. Like, I didn't know. I thought it was a YA series.
By who?
By the fairy princes in the books and shit. Like, I literally thought this is like a cute little YA fairy series, whatever. I'm going to read it.
What does YA mean?
Young adult.
Okay.
And I'm like, da-da-da-da-da-da, whoa! Like, he unsheathed his member and thrust it. And I was like, what? Like, she goes into detail about, like, wetness and size and girth and full hilt. And he
Full hill?
Full hilt. Like, the whole, like, the shaft situation.
I don't even know what that means.
A shaft of a penis. Like
right, but what does full hilt mean?
Okay, so there's a lot of, like, warriors. So, like to the hilt, like, if you have a sword, and, like, this is the handle. Do you know, like, the thing that separates the sword? You know what I'm talking about? It's like a...
Yes.
The hilt.
Yes.
So he goes full hilt.
Let's say your hand doesn't move forward, yeah.
Yes. So when they're fucking, to say he went full hilt, he went all the way.
He went all the way.
He went all the way.
Right into that fucking pelvic bone.
Yeah. Into her wetness or something like that. And it's like, I was like, yo, what the fuck? And then it, like, just keeps getting more intense as you read the series.
Okay.
And I didn't know that. And then one day, I'm, like, outside, standing in line for something, reading, and this lady grabs me, and immediately I was like, do I punch her? No, she's fine. She was like, oh, my God, you're reading. It was A Court of Mist and Fury. And I was like, yeah. She was like, where are you? And I told her the chapter. She's like, wait till you get to chapter 55. And I was like, what? She's like, just wait. Gave me her Instagram. Text me the second you get it. And then I read it. It's when the main characters fuck for the first time.
Yeah.
He roared so loud that snow fell off of the mountaintops. Yeah.
Oh my God, that snow fell off of the mountaintops.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's pretty fucking epic. Good for him.
Yeah. I mean,
fucking avalanche cum.
Oh my God. Ew. That sounds so messy.
Avalanche orgasms.
Yeah. So that happened. So yeah, the books are, but other than the porn, they're really good adventure books. The world building is crazy. The battles, the fight scenes, they throw fucking arms. They throw arms in these books. It's really good. The magic, it's good.
Mm-hmm. That's cool.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I got to get into it. I told you I need to start reading some more stuff. I even gave you that recommendation before we got here.
Yeah, the naughty book. I'm going to read that one too.
Yeah.
That has to wait though. I have 1, 2, 3. I have like 5 more books to read for this series.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm a little occupied.
Okay, so do you consider yourself a very sexual person because of these books?
Yes, and because of my chart.
And because of your chart?
Yes.
Okay, what does your chart look like? What
Well,
does this mean?
my rising sign is okay. So in Jyotish, in Vedic astrology, you know how like we have Pisces, Taurus, blah blah blah.
Yes.
Indian astrology, Jyotish has 27 extra constellations that like the planets go through. Like 27 more. Before they knew about that Greek system of Aries and Taurus, they had their own system. And they're called nakshatras. And they're like personified off of like deities, and there's like a lot of myth around them. And so my rising sign is Cancer, but it's also Ashlesha, which is a snake, which I have a big ass snake tattoo on my leg.
Uh-huh.
My little snake necklace.
Uh-huh.
I can't have a snake because my cats would kill it, but I want one. And the snake, this nakshatra is like a very sexual one, and its nickname is like to embrace or embracing, and it's just like this constant need to like embrace or to entwine, to wrap around. So yeah. And then my Venus is in my 8th house of like sexuality and the occult in a nakshatra called Dhanishta, which is like the drum, like boom, 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 with the sun, a fiery sign. So yeah, yeah.
I thought that from the first time we met. I'm like, this girl's got some crazy sexual energy.
What are you talking about?
For sure. What?
How? Okay, I remember you came in late because I remember I was really new to boxing and I like didn't know what I was doing. And then I was always like looking to see like, okay, that's how that person hits, blah, blah, blah. And then you came in and you were like, bah, 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 like you make noise. And I was like, oh shit, like that's, it was like a mating call. It was, like, who is this person?
It's like a mating call.
Yeah,
That's
there's
fucking
some
hilarious.
like mating calls. Like there's some people who I'm like, I know who's in the room right now. Boom, boom, like you could just tell by like the sound. I'm like, keep it together.
That's funny as hell.
Yeah.
That's funny as hell. A mating call.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I don't know what you're talking about. I was a very innocent little boxer. I just did my thing.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah. That's it.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm not talking about, that's it. That's it.
I was
That's
just
all
minding my
saying.
business, Kyle. Wow.
I just figured you were a sexual person given everything that we've talked about.
Literally how though? But like from that first
Because because I get it. I get it.
because you attract witches and porn stars and what was the other one?
Yes.
And strippers.
Yes.
Right.
And people that got crazy sexual energy. Always. So, anyways, do we want to talk about my chart now?
If you want to, I have chart blindness. Like it's hard for me. So I'll explain chart blindness. So chart blindness occurs when you like kind of know the person or you know the person. And then like, for example, if I try to look at my mom's chart, I miss so many things that are like really obvious. Like I show it to my friend and she's like, how did you not see this? And I'm like, chart blindness.
I kind of feel like that when it comes to some acting work.
What do you
like
mean?
when I'm reading a script, sometimes I'm like there's things like when I read a script that a friend gives to me that is their audition, easiest thing in the world. And this is actually very common for a lot of actors. Easiest thing in the world because there's no pressure. It's not for you. You know what I mean? Like you're assigned something, right? Right? And then like when I get something sometimes, right? Sometimes they come really easy, but a lot of the times
That's
it's
what
like
she said, sorry.
And so again, just another reason, another sexual thing. No, but so I feel like that kind of I'm just relating. So yeah.
Okay.
With the chart blindness. Yes.
So, well, I did message my friend before I came here, and I asked her about. Oh my god! I asked her about your chart. There's a voice memo that I haven't played.
Oh God.
She just says Jamie Foxx chart. I sent her your chart. She just says Jamie Foxx chart. She says Vishaka are definitely artistic and passionate. They can alter your network in a great way. They're magnetic, have a lot of self-confidence, and can be arrogant.
Wow. It's pretty accurate.
Right?
Yeah,
I'm not going to play the voice memo until I get home.
Arrogant. Why?
Because what if she says... Do you want me to play it?
Play it, and put it up to the microphone.
What if she says something bad?
Who gives a fuck?
Okay, fine. I will preface it because, all right, your moon, you have a Vishaka moon.
Okay, what does that mean?
Okay, so this is a bias from me that I've been traumatized by Vishaka moon people. It's because I'm so sensitive. But a lot of Vishaka moon people can be very, like, just, like, cutting. And in my experience, I don't know this about you. That's why I was like, is this the right chart? Sometimes really self-serving. I'll say this. Bless my mom. She has a Vishaka moon, so this is mommy trauma. But she's very much like, I'm going to throw a grenade in the room, close the door, let it go off, and then walk in the room, run around the ashes, and be like, oh my gosh, guys, I'm hurt. It's like, you caused this problem. So that's a lot of like, and me and my friend have been tracking people with Vishaka moons. That is a one trait. But famous people with Vishaka moons, Beyonce. Granted, I don't know what that woman is like in her personal life, but she's incredible.
You're the biggest Beyonce fan I've ever met.
You have no idea.
Possibly the second.
I will start crying. We're alive in the same lifetime as Beyonce, Giselle Knowles Carter. Do you understand that? Do you? No. We have to change the topic. We have to change the topic. Okay, so.
No, we could talk about Beyonce.
No, stop. She's like the most amazing person in the whole fucking world. Yes. Like, who else works as hard as her? Who else ages backwards like a fucking Benjamin Button like her? Who else, like, okay, whatever. Jay-Z is Jay-Z. Fine. He is a crusty, dusty, musty hoochie. Okay.
Kind of. He kind of is crusty, dusty, musty.
I can't. It's going to get me mad. I don't want to get hated on by Jay-Z. Okay. But, so we do have a bias with Vishaka people is my preface. So let's see what this says.
Okay.
Oh my God, of course. I literally sat with the client for the second time today, and I did more of her relationship stuff for first session, and then I looked at her chart today, and I was like, oh. You have Vishaka moon in Libra. So hilarious that we're both having this shocking moment while the moon is about to, like, enter Vishaka within the day here.
Ooh, what?
Yeah.
Hold on, the moon's about to enter Vishka?
Vishaka, yeah. I thought
Vishaka?
that as we were coming here, I was like, you're going to have a lunar return while we're, like, probably recording.
Oh, shit. Yo, yeah. my fucking phone call before, right when we met up, it might have been the start of it.
See? But, so we're noticing a difference because Vishaka, each nakshatra, like the extra constellations, take up, like, there's 2.5 nakshatras for one constellation. So Vishaka straddles Libra and Scorpio. So your Vishaka is in Libra.
Okay.
Which I can show you a chart of it if you want to see what it looks like.
Sure, but you can keep explaining.
So Vishaka, it straddles Libra and Scorpio. You have the Libra one, which is much better than the Scorpio one.
Okay.
The Scorpio, because the moon is debilitated in Scorpio. And a debilitated moon is a nasty, disgusting moon. Ted Bundy has a debilitated moon. The moon represents your mind and, like, your emotional state. And so if it's debilitated, it literally makes you, like, a little crazy. Like, everyone I know with the debilitated moon is, like, has experiences such emotional highs and lows in a negative way where they can't, like, regulate themselves without some sort of intervention, whether therapy or, like, medicine, or just, like, they can't regulate themselves. And it's just, like, after a while, it's too much to be around. For me personally.
Right.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
I can show you an example, though, of the nakshatra chart. Let me find it. Oh, my gosh, wait. I could show you what I had made in my home. I have a astrology wheel table that I had made. So I could do readings for people on my table with tarot cards.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. I told you I'm a little witch. Okay, wait. So this is, my cats are looking at it. It looks like that.
Oof. Damn.
So the extra symbols on the outside are the nakshatra symbols.
Are the nakshatra.
And Vishaka symbol is an archway. Like Vishaka, it's a good nakshatra because it's ruled by Jupiter. It means, like, triumphant archway. That's called an octobuddy. You, like, stick it to a wall and you can record.
Yeah, that's what I assumed. It feels good on my fingers, though. I like it.
You like it?
It's kind of.
That's what.
You know what it's kind of like?
A boob?
No.
What?
A tentacle.
Oh my God. I don't understand tentacle porn.
Okay. Cool.
Anyway,
so we're gonna put this picture up in the edit.
I can send it to you.
Yeah,
I can send you a better one, a better graphic. But and I can send you what Venus looks like when it does the transit.
Okay.
The flower.
Yes.
How Venus looks.
Yes.
When it goes retrograde.
Yes. Okay. So two things. So
sure.
Vishikra?
Vishaka.
Vishaka moon.
Vishaka moon, yes.
I have in Libra.
Yes, you
I
have.
have. And then what was you said also my Venus is in
Your Venus is in Capricorn.
no,
So
no,
wait.
but didn't you say the same thing as about me and Ted Bundy share like the Venus thing or
Venus retrograde.
Venus retrograde?
Yeah, but your Venus retrograde. Okay, so just because your planets are both retrograde does not mean you're the same at all. You're not a Ted Bundy. Although, like, you could be a Ted Bundy. Like, you could, like, because you are, like, charming and attractive. Like, if you wanted to, you could.
Yeah, I think
it's
I
a
could
lot
be.
harder in 2024 because, like, technology tracks people and shit.
Right.
He was a bad serial killer. He gave people his name. Hi, I'm Ted. Like, he drove around in his car. Like, whatever. But your Venus is in Capricorn. Oh, yeah, you're so sexual. Your Venus is with Rahu. Oh, my God. Jesus Christ. See, chart blindness. I'm only realizing this right now. Oh, my God. Of course your Venus is with Rahu. Why do I always meet Venus Rahu people? I swear to God. I literally, y'all are insatiable. Is this true? Don't lie.
Maybe to a little bit of a degree. Yes.
Okay, Kyle. Keeping it coy for your
Maybe
podcast.
to a little bit of a degree. Yeah.
What does that mean?
I think I think I am.
Okay.
I think I hold back a lot. Yeah.
Why?
I don't know.
Are you okay, let's see sexual repression. No, I'm kidding. You have Saturn in the 8th. Interesting. Okay, so Saturn is a planet of like restriction and discipline and like diligence and like hard work, and the 8th is it represents the occult and like other things, but one of the things it represents is like sexuality. And so I wonder if Saturn in the 8th could be like a little sexual repression. And your 5th house of like sex and sexuality is ruled by Mercury because it's Virgo, and Mercury is with Saturn in the 8th. So holding back a little bit with sex. Kyle.
I think I'm just just have boundaries.
Shine bright like
for
a diamond.
myself, that's all.
Why? If
know.
you find someone who you're
So-
comfortable with, be
Well,
sexually
that's
liberated.
different. That's different. Yes.
Okay, so I'm
That's
saying when
different.
you're
That's
at like
different.
your most comfortable.
Oh yeah, for sure. That's a little different. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'm not talking about like someone you just meet. I mean,
Yeah.
even then,
Yeah.
you never.
Fuck it.
I mean, you never know. Like, depending on the
Yeah.
vibe, depending on the situation, like, this isn't a dress rehearsal. Not every day is promised. Just do your thing.
No, of course. Of
Yeah.
course. Yeah.
Don't be.
Yeah. No,
restricted.
I'm pretty good at that shit, but
Okay, Kyle.
there's times where I hold back, where I restrain myself at certain situations.
Do you mean like using cuffs?
I think in good ways.
No?
That's not what I meant, but
Oh.
definitely have a pair for sure. Got those on hand.
You should attach them to your bed and then whip them out like a magic trick. It's crazy. I've seen it happen before. I
Hey.
lost my mind. I was like, I need to leave. I like called an Uber home. I was like, no, my brain can't handle this. Okay. But otherwise, your chart is really good. I do need to my chart blindness. I need to, hold on. What's your Atma Kataka? The moon.
Atma Kataka.
Okay, so Atma means like soul. Kataka is like loose translation, like represents. And the Atma Kataka is like whatever planet in your chart has the highest degree. So there's 30 degrees in one constellation. So whatever is closest to 30. Yours is the moon.
Oh shit! What does that mean?
So like really intuitive, really spiritual, really like more emotional, more creative, less like mine is the sun, imperious by nature. It's like, don't tell me what to fucking do. Like, I'm very much like the king. The moon is more like not like feminine in a way, but like creative energy, like very much like nurturing, creative, like moon, lunar energy, light, sensitivity. It's cute. It's so cute. Your Atma Kataka is the moon.
It's so cute.
That's so sweet.
Oh,
That's so sweet. You're a little moon baby.
That's me.
With your Vishaka moon being your
That's
Atma
me.
Kataka. Oh my God. You're such a little enigma. This is interesting.
An enigma?
You're a little enigma.
An enigma?
Yeah, you're not sexual with your fucking Playboy hat and Playboy fucking shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's weird. I got a crazy connection to Playboy ever since I was a little kid.
What's your connection? Hugh Hefner has a wild chart.
Shit, I don't know. Oh, does he?
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
Yes.
Why?
It
Why
like
have you looked at that too? Two questions. Why and why have you looked at his chart?
I look at everyone's chart.
Oh,
Kyle.
yeah, okay.
If I find someone interesting, I try my best to find out when they were born, and I put it in my little software and I decode it. Hugh Hefner, do I have his chart on my phone? I looked at it in class with my teacher. She's like 70 years old.
70?
Yeah, we like to look at like famous people
Yeah.
to see, because like in Jyotish, there's also your life, like you're born into a period that's ruled by a planet. So I was born in like a Rahu period. You were born in, I don't know actually, but that lasts for a certain period, and then you enter like a Jupiter period and a Saturn period. And when you're in those periods, you can see like activations of those planets in your chart to see like, okay, if Saturn is in your 7th house and you're in your Saturn period, 7th house things are going to start happening to you, like relationships, business, and romantic and things like that.
Gotcha.
So we look at a lot of older famous people, their charts, to see throughout their lives different, they're called dashas, periods, and like what chart activations happened and when, to match it with like getting a huge deal or their business getting launched or coming into money, getting married, getting a divorce, their parent dying, their kid dying, like,
Right.
and it like matches up. It's crazy.
Mm.
So we looked at Hugh Hefner because like there's no one in the world like Hugh Hefner.
Yeah.
Like there's no one.
Yeah, there's literally no one.
There's
That's
literally-
fucking crazy.
Right? Like there's a million singers, there's a million authors. There's one Hugh Hefner. So his chart is like
That's crazy.
has a lot of like deviancy, which deviancy is relative, but it is like he skews more like the. Do you know that his
Wild.
wife, or I guess ex-wife, she just dropped a memoir the other day that basically she was like held hostage and like abused in their home.
Oh shit! Really?
Yeah, I have not read it. This is like the headline. This could be completely wrong, but like he's dead now though. Yeah.
Yeah, he's been dead since.
Yeah. So let me tell you whose charts I have though.
I think it's been a while for that he's been dead.
Yeah. Amy Winehouse, Anna Delvey, Ariana Grande, Harry Styles, whose birthday is today. Happy birthday, Harry. Anyway, I have Charles Manson's chart, Dalai Lama, David Berkowitz, Dennis Rader. These are serial killers. Donna Summer, Dwayne The Rock Johnson, Ed Buck, Ed Gein, Ed Kemper, also serial killers. My tattoo artist, Emma Watson.
My tattoo artist.
She's like amazing. She's in London. Her name is Emily Malice. I love you, Emily.
Shout out to Emily.
Shout out to fucking Emily. She's the one who did this, and then my leg
Nice.
piece.
I love that piece on your chest. That's dope.
Thank you, and it's on my neck too.
Beautiful. Yeah, it's big. You got so many fucking tattoos.
Did you know my eyeliner is a tattoo?
What?
I fell asleep for it too. I like Wednesday Addams it. I just kind of like, yeah.
What?
It saves me time. I literally wake up.
That's crazy. That's a great idea.
Isn't it?
Holy
Isn't it?
shit.
Yeah.
Wow, that's fucking wild.
Isn't it crazy?
That's wild.
Tattoo.
Holy fuck. Hand?
I
poke?
got it done in
Stick and poke?
Brooklyn. Saki Lee is her
Poke
name.
and
She's
stick.
in Brooklyn. No, she used like a gun, like the tattoo gun. It was 2 sessions. The first session, 2 hours. The first hour was like measuring like protractor and like making sure they were even as fuck and like seeing like what angle do you want the wing, what like thickness, like where do you want it to start. And then an hour of tattooing. She used numbing cream. I literally fell asleep. And like I woke, she like had to shake me awake. And then I went back like a few weeks later for like a touch up for any of the spots. And then that was it. And I got this done last year, like October, or was it 2013? It was 2022 I got this. When did I get this done? This was last year. This was last year.
Shit.
I got my fingers.
That's crazy. Yeah, what's all on your fingers? Those are like crazy little like.
It's just like
They
little.
look like what do you call them? Shit that you see in cornfields that the aliens make.
Oh, like
They look like
not rune stones, but like
no, they're called
hieroglyphics. No, that's that's the
No.
cave.
what do you call them?
I don't know.
Crop formations.
Crop formations.
Yeah.
I got some crop formations. You're a crop formation.
I kind of am. Yeah.
No,
No, I like them a lot.
thank you. I have to get this done. This is bothering me.
I could see you doing that. Yeah.
But no, Emily though, she started her tattoo, her shop in 2020, like her tattoo shop, and I was like, that's crazy because no one was getting Like,
no one was coming out of the house at that
no,
time.
and her business is like thriving. So I was like, I need your chart because that's like a feat to do that. And she was just like, yeah, and it worked. And her shop is like the most beautiful space I've ever gone to. I landed, I literally went to London just for this. My flight was at like 6 a.m. I landed at I landed at 6. My appointment was at 11 a.m. I was cutting it close. I like took a car there.
Getting out of Heathrow's fucking massive.
Yeah, I just took a car. I was like, boop, boop, boop. I don't have time for this.
Of course.
I'm not struggling.
London is gigantic in general. Like,
tired.
Driving around everywhere is massive. Yeah.
No. Her assistant, Lauren, was like, okay, Emily's downstairs shooting for OF. And I was like, what? And she's like, go downstairs, like, get settled. I go downstairs to use the bathroom. Emily's in leather on her sofa, like seductively eating roses for the camera. And I was like, I fucking love this bitch so much. She's so attractive. Like at some points where she was like close to me tattooing, I was like, keep it together. Like this is can't be inappropriate. Like I've thought about subscribing to her OF and I was like, no, I want to keep the boundary.
Ooh, yeah,
She's
yeah.
so hot.
Yeah.
But she was so cute like the whole time, like getting me french fries and gnocchi and coffee and falafel and like taking care of me.
That's
the
sick.
whole like it was the best experience of my life.
That's super sick.
Yeah, I'm going back in May to get my leg done. My other leg.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, I was like, can you just be my artist? And she was like, yeah. I was like, sick.
That's fucking fire.
Yeah.
So she's just gonna be the only artist that tattoos you from now on, or what?
For now, like I just still have a lot of things that I'm like, I want her specifically to do this. When she came to New York, I was like, ma'am, day session. Yeah, booked it. That's when I got my leg, my snaky snake.
Ma'am,
Miss Ma'am.
Ma'am,
you're not going to be in New York and I'm not going to get a tattoo by you. Are you fucking kidding me?
Of course.
I get to save a plane ticket and Airbnb. Let's go.
Yeah, absolutely. 1,000%.
Yeah.
You can't pass that up for sure.
It was weird, though, not being in her shop. It was like a bro-y, like her shop is all like, it's super gay, mainly all women, non-binary people. So I was like in nipple pasties the whole day. Fine. And then at this other shop, it was like a bro-y. What's so funny?
Nothing, keep going. I love it.
But at this other shop, it was, I don't even remember where we were, but it was like a bro-y, like a dude tattoo shop. And I was in my underwear because I was getting my leg tattooed. And I was just like having to get up and like walk past. And I was just like, my whole ass is out right now.
Yeah.
If I was at her shop in London, I'd just be like, dun, 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 dun. But the whole time I was like I had my little slippers. I literally brought my slippers from home so I could like get comfy. Took an edible. I was like trying to do my true crime research while getting a tattoo. And after a certain point, she was like, you have to close your laptop. And I said, okay, fine. Yeah, I worked for the first 3 hours.
Oh, cool.
Like a cycle.
Well, that's when she was doing your...
This one, my leg.
Okay, your leg.
Yeah, I just like worked for the first 3 hours. I worked for the first 3 hours. And then she was like, are you done? And I was like, yes, I'm done. Sorry. I was just like, how are you working? I was like, I gotta make money. Couldn't take off today.
Yeah. What's your like crazy obsession with tattoos? Like you got so many, and you also have tattoos in spots that's like yo, you got shit on your neck, like you got shit on your hands, like you know what I mean? Like you got like tattoos that aren't just like hidden.
No.
You know what I mean? So like
what's my thing with them?
Yes, because first of all, like your dad's a police, from the FBI. Like you said, you came up, like you grew up sheltered. Like, is that a part of it? Like, you wanted to get out. You got this, you're in books all the time. You're a little bookworm. And then you fucking just explode, and you love the pain. Do you like what is it?
Sounds so naughty. I got my first tattoo with my dad.
Oh, really?
My dad's covered in tattoos.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay. So he's not like the typical FBI guy that I'm thinking of that's like a clean cut. Like,
absolutely not.
No.
My dad is so ridiculous. My dad, how about this? My dad's 2 dogs are named Whiskey and Rye. Like,
okay.
He, loves whiskey. He ages his own whiskey. He, smokes cigars. He loves reading. I got my reading obsession from my dad. Loves reading so much. He is covered in tattoos, swears like I said, like he's not he's like the most dapper, clean cut dude. Like his fits are so Kyle, they're so fucking like I wish sometimes I was like a man and I could wear his menswear. But no, there was no breaking away. I just think they're sexy. I just love them. Like I feel plain. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I had to get my fingers tattooed because I was like, I don't want people to think I'm like a normie. Like, I just want. What? I don't.
I'm just laughing. It's funny.
I just like. I like them. They're a form of like self-expression, and
Yeah.
like this wasn't even supposed to be this whole thing. It was supposed to be just my shoulders. And then Emily was like, "Is that all the space?" And I was like, "Yeah." She was like, "Can I do what I want?" And I was like, "Emily, you could literally do whatever you want." I don't think she caught the.
Like, Emily, you can do whatever
She
you want
can.
right now.
She still can. I mean, she's with someone right now. If they're looking for a third, I'm also down. They're both beautiful. They're both so hot. It's ridiculous. I'm just like, how did these two hot people meet? But she just like was like, "Can I do this whole thing?" And I was like, "Yes." And so it wasn't even supposed to be on my neck. It wasn't supposed to be in my sternum. That just like happened.
Wow.
Yeah, I was
That's
like,
fucking crazy.
sure, tattoo on my sternum. That was the like this, and then my neck, the worst pain I've ever felt in my life.
Oof.
The worst pain.
I mean, shit, right on your sternum. That's just bone. There ain't nothing there.
Yeah. Just bone. And then my neck is just neck, bro.
Ugh, yeah, neck. Woof. Woof.
Yeah. I like, she had a bunch of lollipops for me to eat to keep my blood sugar regulated, because you can get what's called tattoo shakes, which is when you have so much adrenaline going through your body, you start like shaking. And that started to happen after a certain point, because we were going for like, this was like 6 hours. So I was eating my lollipops. When she got to my neck, I snapped the stick in half. I was biting it so hard. I was like, oh shit.
God
But
damn.
she said that I'm tough as fucking nails, because I did it in one session and I didn't cry and I didn't stop. I only stopped to eat food, and I was like, keep going. And she was like, are you okay? And I was like, I'm fine. Just keep going. So yeah, I'm tough as fucking nails. It's like,
Tough as fucking nails, mate.
yeah.
What's in the middle of the flower, or what is it?
Pollen.
Okay. So there's nothing. Okay.
Just pollen. Yeah, she like pulled out books of like flora and fauna and was like, how do you want the leaves to look? How do you want the do you want pollen? Do you want like the flower petals turned this way or that way?
Nice. Okay. So she didn't just like fucking go ahead and just do. She didn't just like go ahead and just make shit up.
No, I sent
Okay.
her like a mood board, and then she like drew it
Mm.
freehand and then like molded it to my body.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So are you bisexual?
Yes.
Okay.
Was that not clear?
I mean, it was pretty clear, but I just wanted to,
Yes.
to ask about it. Okay. Cool.
Yes, I am.
Cool. Nice. Have you ever dated a girl?
I've never dated a girl, but I hooked up with women.
Okay. Yeah. Well,
Yeah. Ladies, I'm single.
Do you think you could? Do you think you could date a woman?
Yeah, why not?
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like right now I'm single and I'm in my healing era, because I dated someone who was a psycho.
Mhm.
Okay, psycho is extreme. Emotionally immature. And I took a hit. I took an L on that one, because I ignored red flags. So that's my fault. The universe was like, bitch, this is what you get for ignoring red flags. And I was like, this is what.
Yep.
Yeah, my dad was like, did we learn our lesson? I was like, we learned our lesson. He's like, are you done with this era? And I was like, I'm done with this era. And he's like, okay. He's like, do you want me to fly out? And I was like, you're not flying out to beat anyone. My dad was so mad at how hurt I was that he sprained his arm punching his punching bag so much. Like, he legitimately like sprained. He was
Wait,
like,
so where does he live?
my dad, he's in Charlotte.
Oh, he's in Charlotte.
He's in Charlotte, unfortunately, yeah.
Okay, but he was working in New York City.
Yeah,
in
this is-
Jersey,
yeah,
when
when
he
he
was
was-
doing all his FBI stuff, or
Yeah, he was in Jersey.
okay.
Yeah.
He was in Jersey. Okay.
He moved to Charlotte like 8 years ago.
Okay.
8 years ago, maybe.
Cool.
Yeah,
Cool. So he's down in Charlotte now.
he's in Charlotte,
Cool.
living his best
Yeah,
retired life.
I fucking feel you when I feel you being in a relationship like that and coming out of that. Oof, I was depressed I mean, I was depressed in it. So now you know what depression looks like while you're in a fucking relationship like that.
Right?
And then when you get out of it and you have so much love for somebody. Oh, I was depressed for like 2.5 years.
It's hard. It's really hard. But like, my thing is like, am I gonna waste my good years of being this cunty on a crusty, dusty, musty? I am not. I am not. I refuse. My ancestors would be like, bitch, We survived being stolen Africans. You're crying over this motherfucker? How
Yeah.
dare you? I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, fair.
Yeah.
Fair. My heart wrapped broken, but fine. Yeah.
Crusty, dusty, musty. You
Crusty,
love
dusty,
saying that shit.
musty. It's true. Because, like, at the end of the day, if I take away the beautiful physical aesthetic of that person and just write out their attributes on paper, be fucking for real. Be so for real.
Yes.
Granted, our charts were very compatible, like disgustingly compatible, but it's just like maybe next lifetime. Erykah Badu, next lifetime.
Yeah, facts.
But like, you will never get an opportunity to disrespect me like that again, ever. When I'm done, I'm so done.
Oh, yeah. You don't learn from that shit, though, unless you go through it.
I'm
or like you don't have those boundaries for yourself unless you learn.
Yeah.
Like, whoa, what the fuck?
What
okay,
the fuck?
now I can see it. You
Right?
don't see it when you're in it, you know?
No, I learned so much about myself. I'm grateful.
Same here. Same here.
I was like, wow, I have so many like traumas from my childhood that I need to heal that I didn't realize existed. I was like, oh, that's what this trigger is. And like, you're just the universe's way of bringing it to the forefront right now. So thank you. And thank you next.
Yes, absolutely.
Ariana
You got
Grande.
you got the yin yang.
I do. I got this on my 21st birthday in California.
21st birthday.
And I almost got a medical marijuana card from some guy who then started talking about lizard people. And I was like, I have to go. Yeah.
Holy fuck, that was back when. Wait.
So this was, I turned 21 in 2013, and I went
Okay.
to California. 2013. And then it was when, like, weed wasn't legal, like, recreationally. So you needed a medical card. And I was like, I'm in Cali. Let me get it for while I'm here. Someone was like, go to this place in Santa Monica. And I went to the shop, and I filled out the little form. The guy was asking me questions about, like, oh, do you have sleep issues? And I was like, no. And he was like, you have sleep issues. And I was like, I can't sleep. Wow. Insomnia. He's like,
been struggling big time.
He's like, how's your appetite? And I was like, I eat everything. And he's like, you're constantly hungry. I was like, I'm so hungry. Like, I need, So then a helicopter goes by, and he, like, jumps. And I was like, are you okay? Like, Wagwan? And he's like, oh, they're coming to get me ever since I made that statement about Hillary Clinton, because she's a lizard person, and now they're coming in. And I was like, give me that clipboard with my personal information. I just, like, fucking left. He started talking about fucking lizard people.
What the fuck? This was back in 2013?
Yeah.
Because now that's a big thing.
It is. He knew. He knew. Is it real? Is she a lizard person?
No, of course I know, but this whole lizard people thing has been like big recently, and like I know.
Is it?
I keep hearing about it.
Where do you hear about lizard people?
So
what are you doing?
My boy Shane that I was on the phone with earlier, his best friend's wife, like, follows it. Like she like partially, like, mostly for interest.
Okay.
But he thinks that she actually might believe some of it.
Okay.
So him and I are going to go to a rally about lizard people at some point.
I love this for you.
Yeah.
I love this for you.
Yeah.
Have you been to the rallies that birds aren't real in New York?
No, but I need to go.
They have them in Washington. I walked into one.
In Washington Square Park. And then they're like flying above your head and they're like saying shit. They're like, fuck you, government.
Fuck you, birds. You're not real. It's like, are you okay?
How psychotic is that?
Everyone who I saw holding a sign said that some dude just went up to them and said, could you just hold this sign for the video? So it's not like the people at the rally are actually part of it. Like, the main people screaming, but the people holding signs were just, like, asked to hold the sign. They were like, I was just sitting here eating my taco, and this dude gave me a sign.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, also fuck them for just being pawns and just being like, okay, I'll hold a sign.
I say birds aren't real. People have so much free time. You know what I would do if I had that much free time?
What?
You're in the park talking about how birds aren't real. Oh, my God. I want that free time.
Well, I need to go start having fun at these things because this is just hilarious. Like,
Just start dancing.
Yeah, I just need to go experience this shit for fun, you know?
Oh, my God. I love this for you.
What's going on with your eyebrows? Did you shave
I don't
them?
have any. This is inherited from my dad. Also, that was such a drag. What's going on with your eyebrows? Did you shave them?
No, I just
my God.
Well, listen.
I
wouldn't have been surprised if you shaved your eyebrows.
I don't have any. My dad, he's not hairy.
It's also like such a trendy thing now. Like, all these people want to fucking shave their eyebrows. It's like, why?
So that they can draw them on in cool designs. Like,
No,
a lot of
not even for that.
A lot of drag queens do it, though.
Yes, that makes sense. They're doing it for drag.
I just don't have any. I literally just don't have it. I've thought about doing microblading for the same lady who did my eyeliner, because she'll do like little strands, like tattoo strands. It looks cool. It's not like a block. Some people get the block. That looks insane.
Yeah,
I'm not trying to look like a Barbie.
Yeah, your eyebrows are blocks.
But I literally my dad has the same. Like, the last time I shaved my arms or legs was like 2012 for like shits and gigs. Like, I don't get hairy.
Yeah.
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 I know some people like that. My ex-girlfriend was like that, actually.
Not hairy?
Yep.
It's a
arms or legs. Like, she never shaved.
No.
Didn't have to.
Nope.
Colombian.
AE.
Yeah.
AE. I'm not Colombian.
Right.
I'm just chocolate.
Just chocolate?
Mm-hmm.
Are you from the Wonka factory? I feel like you are from the Wonka factory.
Why? 'Cause I'm little?
No.
Oh.
I don't know. Just because there's magical things that happen there.
Oh, stop.
There's like crazy, like, fantastical things that happen there.
I am a magical being.
Yes, a magical being for sure.
Yeah.
What's going on with the shirt? I love your shirt. We talked about
Thank
that
you.
right when you started, right when we came in.
It's old.
Love it.
It's from Scotch and Soda. I wore it
That makes sense.
because today is Thursday, and
That
it's
makes
ruled by
sense.
Jupiter, and Jupiter's color is yellow. So I wear yellow on Thursdays.
Oh, okay, cool.
Mm-hmm.
I like Jupiter. Jupiter was always my favorite planet.
Jupiter rules the nakshatra that you were born into. Jupiter rules Vishaka.
Oh shit, really?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean Jupiter rules Vishishika?
Vishaka. So each
Vishishika.
Achoo. Vishaka, like, so each nakshatra has like a planet that rules it, and so you were born into, like, it's called the Jupiter Dasha. So you were born into a Jupiter period of your life because your nakshatra is ruled by Jupiter. That's it.
Okay.
It just owns it.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That is the synchronicities.
Synchronicity.
Yeah,
Yeah.
wow. Is there anything like else like crazy about the chart that we want to get into, or do you think
Your
we've hit
chart?
it? Yeah. Do you think we've hit it?
Well, I think I see why we are friends, or why we get along. Could we be more? No, let me see. There are, like, I think charts are interesting because I have gone out on dates with people and I've ended the date because I saw something scary in a chart.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So people born during eclipses are fucked up.
Question for you, real quick.
What?
There was something you said that you saw on my chart that you were like, I don't know if I want to, when we were getting coffee.
The Vishaka moon.
Oh, it was the Vishka moon. Okay.
That's
good.
all. That's
okay,
all.
wait. So you said people that are born on eclipses are
During eclipses are crazy. Eclipses, like, deeply disturb your mind. So, little story time, Vedic story time.
Perfect.
Imagine all of the planets are personified as like human deities, like the sun, moon, Mars, all of them. And they're all getting together to drink what's called Amrita, the elixir of life, immortality. And all of the deities are doing it, but they didn't invite the demons because they're like, we don't want demons to be immortal, only us. One demon in particular named Rahu, which looks like a snake, its main characteristics are desire and shape-shifting. So it desired the elixir of immortality and it shape-shifted into a deity to go sneak into the party to get some. While it's like drinking it, the moon and the sun, being luminaries, saw through this illusion and were like, that's a fucking demon. And it's drinking this elixir immortality. And they were like, oh no. They cut Rahu's head off. But since Rahu had already drinking the elixir, it's immortal. So it just split into two parts, Rahu and Ketu. And then in its rage, it was like, you just fucking cut my head off, my body off. It swallowed the sun and the moon whole. But since it didn't have a body, it just passed through. And that's where eclipses come from. When the sun and the moon are with Rahu and Ketu.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so eclipses, like, they disturb you. So, for example.
That's why shit always goes crazy on eclipses, right? Or
Yes.
full moons or something.
So Ted Bundy, born during an eclipse.
Oh, wow.
Donald Trump, born during an eclipse.
Wow.
Hitler.
Wow.
Yeah. It's like, when I tell you, my ex-stepmom, crazy bitch, born during an eclipse. Yeah, like, if I ever see her throwing hands, fuck you. You know who you are. Yeah, it's, like, not cool. So I was on a date with someone once, and they were just, like, kooky. And I got, like, a vibe. Like, my intuition was like, what the fuck? And I was like, can I just get I do astrology. Can I just see your chart? Boop, boop, boop. Eclipse. I was like, I gotta go. And I, like, dipped. And I, like, called someone else and went on a different date, like, 10 minutes later. I had a little cue. I was having, like, a hotation moment, you know?
You had a cue.
I was having like a rotation.
You had a cue.
I was having a rotation.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I called someone else.
That's fire.
Yeah.
I love that. Just
Like, I'm
on
not
to the
dealing
next
with
one,
this.
baby.
Yeah, I was like, I'm not dealing with this, but I'm already out and I look cute. So who's in the city and available? You. Let's go.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good looks. That's the way to do it.
Yeah.
That's that boss shit right there. What about any other, like, let's keep like going on this crazy world of astrology and
my God, okay.
and true crime research.
Okay.
So like what else stands out to you in your research regarding, you know, these they're mostly all serial killers, right?
Yeah.
What else stands out to you? So we've got the Vishka moons, we've got born on the eclipses. Like, what other patterns have you noticed with
their charts?
serial killers and shit like that?
They always have, their moon is always disturbed in some way. It fucks up their mind. And their Venus is always either really strong, but then afflicted by what's called a malefic planet. So like Saturn is a malefic, those demon planets, Rahu, Ketu, malefic. So the Venus is either afflicted, but really strong, or the Venus is like just fucked up, or like something with a fucked up Venus and a fucked up moon.
What creates these malefic?
They're just
planets?
malefic by nature. Saturn is a malefic planet. Mars,
Oof.
malefic planet.
Oof.
The sun, it's considered cruel, but like malefic planet. Rahu, Ketu, malefic. The only benefics are Jupiter, Venus, and the moon, and Mercury is like bi-curious. Like Mercury is influenced by whoever it's around. So Mercury could be good or it could be bad.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, so what's the true like reasoning for that? You said they're just by nature?
That's just like what's in all of the ancient texts of like, it just says Saturn is malefic. And it's like, even like when people are in those periods of their life when they're ruled by Saturn or ruled by Mars, are usually really tough. And it takes like a lot of mental fortitude to like get through it. Like I had my Saturn return, of course, over the fucking pandemic, but I was like, what is going on? Granted, my Saturn is really beautiful in my chart. And it makes like it's called a yoga, which is like a planetary combination. I have Shasha yoga. It's a kingmaker. Whatever. And I have like another yoga with Mars that's also a kingmaker. Whatever.
Okay, so what does that mean, a kingmaker?
Like when I enter my Saturn period of my life in March of 2024, that Saturn in my chart will be activated. So that yoga will be activated. So like just more opportunities. It's in my 7th house of relationships, so business and romantic. So like just attracting that. I'm so excited. I'm so excited.
Coming up soon, like 2 months.
Yeah, I'm ready. It's also going to be
Month and a half,
hard because Saturn is hard, but my Saturn, how it is in my chart, it's like a temporal functional benefic is what it's called. Temporal functional benefic. I know that sounds like gibberish, but it's like temporary, like, because normally Saturn, it is a malefic, but in my chart, how it's placed, it's called a temporal. So just for this moment in time in my chart, functioning as a benefic. So it's just functioning as a positive force. It's still Saturn, so I'm not going to get unscathed. Like there is a high probability that I'll lose like maybe a parent during this transit because it's 19 years. So like my teachers, they tell us this to not like scare us, but it's like just mentally prepare yourself. Or there is also like, because a lot of these texts were written so long ago before modern medicine, that something might happen, but we have the technology and medicine to help. Like I've seen in, for example, one of my friends' chart going through a Saturn return, his mom got sick, but they have enough money and the resources that she's okay now. She had the surgery, they caught it in enough time.
Yeah.
They got rid of everything. Good. But back in the day when these books were written, that would have been a death sentence.
Right.
So that's why it's like, I see this and I'm like, okay, I could be concerned, but like, I look at it with like a 2024 lens. Yeah. It's not like fatalistic. It's not like this is what's going to happen. It's like these are the conditions and you can influence them.
Right. You can always have influence for sure. Yeah, I agree with that. And in terms of at least the way that I've always looked at astrology. But can we see when my Saturn return is? Just because now that like this is interesting, like you've
had your Saturn return. You're not 27. Yeah. Saturn.
Oh, okay. So Saturn return.
But there's something else.
You're 20.
Yeah, 27 to 20. So Saturn.
But there's more.
So there's always more.
There's always more.
So Saturn return is when or any return is when a planet goes back to the place where it was when you were born. And each planet has like a certain number of years that it takes to go back to one position. Saturn takes 28 years to go back. It's a long transit. It's the longest one.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, so you've already had yours.
28 was a good year for me.
Was it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I loved the 20. I loved being 28. That was a great year for me.
Okay.
I booked a lot of shit that year.
Did you? Okay.
Yeah. That was probably like one of my busiest years of work.
Okay, let me see what dasha period. What year were you? What year was that for you?
That was 2018.
Okay, so you were in Mercury K2. Okay, hold up. I'm just looking at your dasha periods.
Holy shit. What is the name of this app that you're using?
Cosmic Insights.
Cosmic Insights.
Okay, I wonder if this is your right birth time.
Why do you say that?
Just because I'm looking, like, in terms of you being really, really creative.
Mm-hmm.
Well, no. Wait, you said you booked a lot of things?
Yeah.
Okay, so
28, yeah.
So
that's my 28th year.
Okay, so you were in what's called a Mercury K2 period, and K2 is currently, well, when you were born, it's in your third house of like performing arts in theater.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So that was
that's
activated.
crazy, yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Wow.
Let's go.
Wow, that's crazy.
That's really fucking cool. Okay. Well, sorry, you asked me something else, but I don't remember.
It's about Saturn.
Oh, so there's something else called a Sati Sati, and that's more intense than a Saturn return.
Okay, what is this?
Because Saturn return is 2.5 years. Sati Sati is 7.5 years. And it's when Saturn, so let's say this is the moon.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
And it's when Saturn transits the place right before your moon, so the constellation before your moon, the constellation of your moon, and after your moon. So it takes 2.5 years. So your moon is in Libra, so 2.5 years in Virgo, 2.5 years in Libra, 2.5 years in Scorpio. And it...
Because I have a Scorpio moon, right?
You have a Libra moon.
I have a Libra moon.
Thank God.
Generally.
Yeah. Your moon is in Libra.
Just like, oh, okay.
If your moon was in Scorpio, we probably wouldn't get along. I don't get along with a lot of people who moon in Scorpio.
Okay, because on CoStar it says that I have a Scorpio moon, Gemini rising.
I didn't preface this. Jyotish is different from Western astrology.
Oh.
Because Western astrology is wrong because it uses the tropical zodiac, which does not factor in the ecliptic, which is Earth's wobble, and that changes 1 degree every 72 years, so it shifts. So Western astrology, the zodiac is actually off by 28.7 degrees, which is like basically an entire constellation. I grew up thinking I was a Pisces. I'm not a Pisces. I'm a Sun Aquarius. Like, it's technically off. And even there was a period of time when, before Saturn moved into Aquarius, when people were like, Saturn is in Aquarius right now. So people thought they were having a Saturn return when they weren't. You could just take like a telescope or a telescope app and look up at the sky and see what's happening. A lot of Western astrology is wrong.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. It's like, if you don't know, you don't know. But for the astrologers who do know and they still teach it, I'm like, what? Just give the right information. I don't understand why. I don't know why they don't do it.
Right.
But yeah, tropical zodiac is not correct. It's off.
Okay, cool.
So
I'm a Libra moon, and...
So you're a rising Taurus, which makes sense. You're very Venusian because Venus rules Taurus. So you're very Venusian. I don't even
know what that means.
So like, someone who's Saturnian would be someone who's really like Saturn-like in nature. Someone who's Martian is someone who's like Mars-like. Like Muhammad Ali is Martian. Like, he's a fighter. He's a warrior. You know what I mean?
Okay.
You're Venusian. You're creative.
Okay.
You're artsy girly. You're like, you know.
Okay.
You're not like...
Okay. Yeah. Okay, that's me. Yeah, for sure.
But you're Venusian, so you're like creative and like, you're not like, I wouldn't look at you and think, like, if you were Mercurial, I think you would be more like techie, bro. Like technology and shit.
Okay.
And then your sun is in Capricorn.
Capricorn. I'm a Cap.
Yeah, which I see like a lot of like, just, you're really solid. Like, you do have a lot of, which, it's very interesting. You're earthy baby too. But yeah, that's your chart.
Okay.
Okay, so Sati Sati. So your Sati Sati won't happen for where's Saturn right now? I'm trying to think. Saturn's in Aquarius. So you had it. Let me see. Hold up. I have a little Sati finder that makes it easier. I love this
Sati
app.
Sati. What does Sati mean?
That's the one where Saturn goes
Oh, okay. Yes.
right before your moon.
Before
Of your moon. So it's like that's like a really scary period. I'm actually nervous about mine. I might lose my mind a little bit. I'm just going to go into like intense meditation and like not talk to people. But it can cause like people die, people lose limbs, people's houses. Like it's like
fuck.
It's not to be like super fatalistic, but it's like it's no joke. Like I don't want to sugarcoat it. It's like a really intense period when people are like, "Why is my life falling to shit?" It's because you're having a sati.
Holy fuck.
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay.
So you had a sati from 2009 to 2017. How was that period for you?
Damn, that's long.
It's 7.5 years. How was 2009 to 2017 for you? And it's like
college.
It depends too on like you're not going to lose a house if you're not a homeowner. Like you're not going to lose a parent if your parents are already gone. Like it depends on your circumstances. Right, so sometimes people lose like their like the order of operations is like your first sati you lose your grandparents, your second one you lose your parents, your last one you die. Because it happens in like these increments of time.
Wow.
So
yeah, nothing crazy happened.
During
those years. 2009 to
2017.
2009 to 2014, I was in college. I mean, 14 to 15. I mean, 13 to 15. You know, I was playing volleyball and shit, and that's actually when all my acting work started. Actually, in 2013, 14, moved out here in 2015, and then nothing really crazy bad. Nothing.
How was your mind?
I mean,
like mental health.
I mean, from 2009 to fucking 2013, I was probably just drinking a lot. Like, yeah, it was probably a whole fucking mixture of drinking a lot of alcohol and being a bartender, and yeah, that was probably a good amount of it.
Because your sati would have happened over your 5th house of like creative, like. Also, it depends on like what houses it happens over, and at that age, it's not like you have kids or anything, so nothing significant would have happened. I wonder like the next time it happens for you, Wagwan. Again, it's nothing to like be super like don't be terrified over, but it is like your Saturn isn't in bad shape though. Like your Saturn is actually quite fine. The next time you'll have it is 2038 to 2046. So I'll check in with you then.
Okay.
I'll be your Jyotishi. I'll make sure you make good choices.
Yeah. Cool. So what are you gonna be working on? You got the new show coming out. It's gonna be all about the South.
Yeah.
And all the crazy shit that happened in the South, and that is the rebranding of True Crime Aficionados.
No, that's not my show. That's what I'm working on for Oxygen.
Oh, the South is for Oxygen.
That's for Oxygen.
Okay.
My show is, so True Crime Aficionado started off as like a pandemic fever dream when I was just like at home losing my mind. And then I just like read 11 books on Ted Bundy because like I did. And I just decided to do a podcast on him because there's like this weird true crime culture. Because at the time, that's when that Zac Efron movie about him came out. Do you remember that?
Yes. I do remember that, yeah.
Horrible movie.
Okay.
It's based off of Ted Bundy's then girlfriend, her memoir, which is the worst thing I've ever read. It's like trash. The fact that Ted Bundy's longtime girlfriend for 6 years wrote a memoir and it went out of print in the 70s. That like isn't normal. Like so Ted Bundy's girlfriend who lived with him while he was murdering and raping and killing
didn't
people.
know he was doing it.
She didn't know she was doing it. He thought he was just cheating.
But wasn't he fucking their heads inside their house?
She had no idea.
She had no idea.
She had no idea.
She had no idea.
She had no idea. She had no idea. Her memoir
How the fuck do you not know that?
She even wrote, like, because the memoir came out in 2020 in time for the movie, and she wrote, like, an updated passage. She left the memoir, like, what I don't like, the memoir came out in the 80s after he had been arrested, was in prison, and, like, what she claimed confessed to him on, like, he confessed to her on the phone that he did these things, including killing and raping a fucking 12-year-old child.
Oh my God.
And the memoir reads like she's still in love with him, and she wrote this after she knew all of this. That's why I hate it. I'm like, someone tells you, yeah, I for sure did these things, and it's still like written like it's disgusting. And so even in the 2020 afterward, she still doesn't like, she doesn't mention the fact that while he was in prison, he got married and had a baby. Like, she doesn't even talk about it. It's like, this is a
With
memoir.
somebody else.
Yeah. Ted Bundy has a child. She, like, changed her name and, like...
Did you ever talk to him?
Ted Bundy?
Did you ever talk to his kid?
No, she, like, is ghost. She does not want to be found. She's, like...
The girl. Oh, it's a girl?
Yeah, his daughter. She's, like, but she's, like, I didn't ask to be here. Like, that's, like, her take on it.
Wow.
But one author did get in contact with her, and she was just like, no, nope, I didn't ask for this. Leave me alone. And she just, I think she said, like, she's not having any babies just to, like,
Woo.
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. But, yeah, and the ex-girlfriend,
I mean, no,
she's tapped.
I can tell you that my my nephew-in-law feels the same way.
Yeah.
Doesn't want anybody to know. Yeah.
No.
Does not want anybody to know about that.
It's not a flex. It's gross. But how do we get started?
And I just told everybody.
You can edit it. I mean,
No,
they
I'm
don't
just
know.
kidding.
They don't know his name
No,
unless
of
they
course
have
no, I've not mentioned
software
any
like
names.
me.
Oh, yeah.
I could find it out.
You probably could.
I won't. I respect his privacy.
Yeah. Wow, that's crazy.
Right.
Okay,
So True Crime Aficionados, it started off as that. And then, like, only when I started getting into Jyotish, which is recently, that while I was reading it, I kept just copying down dates that I saw in the books. I was like, this is going to be important. And then I just started making charts for all of the dates. And then I saw the pattern, and then I had a call with one of my teachers, and I was like, do you see this pattern? Because even in the book, how I got the idea is an astrologer gave, like, an envelope to the writer of the book, and she was like, open this on this day. He's going to kill again on this day. It was like July 14th. And she was like, what the fuck are you talking about? She was like, I promise you, it's like a ritualistic killing, whether he knows it or not. Like, this is like satanic panic era, the 70s.
Mm.
And so she was like, these cops aren't going to believe this. And so she's like, I promise you, it's true. And then when she opened it, it was like, he's going to kill someone on July 14th. And he killed 2 people that day, like in broad daylight, like grabbed 2 women, took them back to a location and like killed them, like at a park. It was like a barbecue happening. These 2 women were drunk. They were going to the bathroom. He was like, hey, could you help me like tie my boat up to my car? And they were like, okay. And then he killed them. And the astrologer wrote on the paper like that he was killing during this pattern. And I was like, huh? And then I looked into it and I was like, holy fucking shit. And then I found like more synchronicities as I was looking.
Wow.
And then I was like, other serial killers must do this too. And then I just started cataloging everything I could about serial killers. So the artwork you see, I just got an artist, her name is Melinda, to do it like recently. So that's like revamping to add like an astrology tilt to my podcast.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
It's cool. It's
sick.
cool.
Yeah, cool. Good for you.
Thank you.
Anything else you want to talk about? We got about a couple minutes, like we got like 3-4 minutes left here.
In addition to Jyotish, I'm a tarot reader. I pull cards.
Mm-hmm.
I really like pulling cards.
I like pulling cards too.
Do
Pulling
you
cards is
really?
fun, yeah.
You witch.
I should have had you bring them. That's
I
okay
thought
though. We
about
can do that. On
Okay,
the
fine.
side.
Okay.
Nobody needs to know everything. All right.
Okay, nobody's in everything. That's true. That's true. Yeah, you do have, Saturn in the 8th. You're a witch. Saturn is like an
Yeah.
occulty place. Yeah.
No, I got crazy shit that happens to me. First of all, I can like see, and I actually wanted to bring this up earlier because you kept saying demon, but I've ever since I was a kid, I always felt like I could like see, like feel spirits, and it's been like it happens to me like
Okay.
consistently.
Okay.
And I had a really crazy run-in with a demon like
Tell me.
3.5 weeks ago,
What do you mean?
like 4 weeks ago, like on my way home actually from recording a podcast.
Okay.
Right here, and like came up to me like this person who like somebody who was possessed.
Yeah.
Like it was like latched onto her. Old woman came up to me out of nowhere, like caught my attention, and I was like really in a happy place. Caught my attention, like distracted me. Came over, like was trying to take my bag out of my hands, and I'm like, "What the fuck?" And then like locked eyes with her, and it was like literally like the have you seen Get Out?
Yes.
Like with the black people when their eyes are like fucking just like big and like their eyes are big and like it literally like soulless. That was like literally what happened to me. So I spoke to a spiritual healer, and I told her the story, and she's like I can like she's like I can feel her like right now, like that's crazy, like she was possessed, like blah 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 blah.
Oh, you need to sage yourself.
It was wild. Oh yeah, I do. But also my apartment is haunted. I've had crazy like experiences in my apartment.
Please elaborate.
And in college I had experiences with. There was the place that I lived in college was haunted too. Yeah, like to the point like where like my girlfriend at the time experienced 2 different occurrences. One was like my pillow, like somebody like literally like slapping the pillow right on the other like I'm laying like this right next to my ear, and I like wake up and I turn thinking that it's my girlfriend. And then my girlfriend wakes up, and I'm like sitting there trying to figure it out because I'm like this close to the wall, so I can't see shit. It's pitch black. And then my girlfriend's like, "What was that noise?" And I'm like, "I thought that was you." And she's like, "I thought that was you." No. And then another one actually happened during broad daylight. My friend's writing me a check for rent. I'm sitting on my bed. My door is open to the living room. You can see like the living room. We had a big chair. Out of nowhere, my fucking phone goes flying like 3.5 feet off the chair.
What are you talking about?
In broad daylight.
No.
Lands like 5 feet from 5 feet away from my chair. And my friend turned around and he's like, and I'm like, bro, my fucking phone just flew like 5 feet into the middle of the room off the chair.
No.
And then I've had crazy. So the night that I had the run-in with the girl, like a month ago, that night I heard like a demon like voice growl something while I was awake. I had already woken up because I had a crazy nightmare. Woke up, had a crazy nightmare, woke up. Like couple minutes later, I'm sitting there like doing breathing exercises, like trying like saying mantras, like saying shit to like keep it away from me. And then like I hear this like legitimately like above my bed.
Hell.
I was like, God damn it.
I think you need to move.
Nah. I mean, it's fine. It's fine. Listen, the house is cool. Like, listen, I ain't got no problems with them. You know what I mean? I know how to kill them. The diamond white light. You know what I'm saying? Diamond white light. We kill that shit, baby.
When you sage, open the windows.
Yeah, and I always open my front door and get it out the door.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
Shit. Yeah. I've had crazy experiences with like spirits and shit ever since I was a little kid. And the funny thing is, ever since I was a little kid, in the house that we moved into when I was 10 years old, I always thought that there was some weird shit in both my sisters. Well, first in my closet and also my sister's bedroom. I don't even like to sleep in my sister's bedroom when I go home. So at my parents' house, I don't sleep upstairs anymore. That's where our bedrooms were. But my brother's dog, whenever my brother's dog would be over, the dog would never want to be in my room. Like, I would force it to come into my room because I wanted her to sleep with me. And then there'd be times where I'd be like trying to call her up the stairs and she just like would not come. She's like, nah, I'm good.
Trust animals.
I'm good.
That's why I have cats.
She would never come up. Yeah, I know.
My
I know. And well, cats are really good for like during tarot readings and stuff like that too. They like
they pick cards.
Yeah, they do. They pick cards.
My cats read me to filth. I'm like, that's so shady of you.
It's crazy.
I love them. Mango's more like chaotic. She's an orange cat. Mimi is like the witchy familiar. But yeah, I pull tarot, and I'm like, I love true crime research, but I don't like the world of true crime research. Like, making true crime TV is gross. Like, a lot of the times, the people who are on the show like don't get paid, which is gross because like you're asking people to talk about literally the worst thing that's ever happened to them, like their daughter getting murdered, their partner getting killed, and then they don't get compensated for their time. For,
right.
Like re-traumatize.
Yeah.
Yeah. Meanwhile, some depends on the show, not all, not this show I'm working on, but like cops will get paid.
Mm-hmm.
Like sometimes there's a comma in that price that they're getting paid. Meanwhile, like the survivor isn't getting paid. Like I've worked on shows where like the cops will be like, "Oh, I want $2,000, easy," and then the victim who like survived the thing that the cops came in afterwards will be like, "Okay, I want $2,000." It's like, "Oh well, him and a hom," and it's like, are you fucking serious?
Do you think that's more so just because these people are like they feel like kind of like it's an opportunity to like share their story and like have people know about it, or do you think they're just not also smart enough to realize that they can get paid for this and that it's going to be on national television or whatever and that they should be paid for it?
A
Type
little
of situation?
both.
Yeah.
A little both. Sometimes it's even like a lot of these, at least the victims and survivors, they struggle with like mental health issues because of it. And so it's hard for them to like earn a living. So they do these shows to make money. Like to cap, it's like fucked up that it's like
Right.
cyclical. Like they make money from their trauma, but
Mhm.
it's like because they're so caught up in the trauma, it's hard for them to actually make money in other avenues.
Mhm.
So yeah, sometimes
Yeah.
though, like some people don't know that they can ask for money, or sometimes it is like I've had people be like, I just want to tell my mom's story. Like I don't want money.
Right.
I just want to tell my mom's story. I'm
Right.
like, that's fair.
Right.
Yeah.
And what does that look like for you as somebody who's researching and getting paid? Like, what's
Yeah.
like? Are you on like
I'm
what's
leaving
the
soon.
contract like this with people? Like, what's
Well, I plan on leaving this world soon to be a full-time witch, a full-time Jyotishi, a full-time tarot reader. I'm
Yeah.
dead ass. The Barista Witch on TikTok. Like I do things.
Mhm.
But for me, it does feel exploitive. Like I do feel like I'm exploiting people, but if I have the opportunity while I'm on the phone, like calling people, I usually just try to play dumb and I'm like, okay, and what's your appearance fee? What's your appearance fee? And they're like, appearance fee? I'm like, yeah, what's your appearance fee for an on-camera interview? And they're like, I didn't know. I'm like, okay, why don't you go do some research and call me back? And then but I don't tell my bosses that I said that. And then I
Mhm.
wait for them to call. I'm like, this is how much they want. I'm like, what? They want money? I'm like, yeah.
Nice.
So that's how
You're
I
helping
try
them
to.
out. Cool.
I try to
Cool.
like because I don't feel comfortable.
Yeah.
Doing that. It's
Yeah.
fucked up. It's really fucked up.
Yeah.
So. I
But
try.
like real quick question. So like when you're getting hired to do research for a show, right?
Mhm.
Do they hire you for like an entire like 5-episode thing, or like what, like, you know, like as an actor, you get hired for like you might have 2 lines, right? So you might have 2 lines, or maybe you have like 4 episodes, or whatever it might be. Are you getting hired for like the entire length of is it just like one episode that's focused on one story, or are you getting hired out for like 6 different episodes? Like, what does that look like?
It's so usually I get hired for the whole show. Like the last show I just did, Final Moments.
Which means like
so I get-
over how long of a period of time, how
like
many episodes?
like a year, like 12 episodes. And it's like I start off in research, doing initial outreach, just like researching what cases out there fit the format. So for Final Moments, it was finding people's final moment. So you see 2 people walk into a house, and then a day later, one person walks out carrying garbage bags, and it's like, the fuck? And then you see them like CCTV of them like the week later buying bleach and like a shovel and like an axe and duct tape. It's like, okay. So, and that exists. There's a whole show format on it. Final Moments season 2. I just did it. It's a Dick Wolf production. Yeah.
Dick Wolf. Let's go.
I impressed Dick Wolf with my research, by the way. I like have that text screenshot and like framed. I was like,
Dude,
stop.
that's sick.
I was like, what?
Yo,
Like,
he's got to get you on Law and Order.
dun, dun. So for that show, I started off in research, just like looking up cases. And then we were like, okay, the show got greenlit to get out of research, like pre-production. Now we're in production. So now we're filming, we're going to the cities, we're going to the towns. So now I'm doing like work in this to like, okay, now we're contacting police departments for like the FOIAs and all those things. And then now I'm in post-production, which I fucking hate post. It's just like data entry and assholes. Like people in like the energy of like pre-production and production is more creative, which I vibe with more. It's more post-production is just like, I've had people say, oh, I forgot to stand up. Like, what are you talking about? Did you not pee? Like people like get so absorbed in just like working and post, just like editing like the video, and like they just get absorbed in it that they lose track of like work-life balance completely.
Oh, yeah, for sure,
It's so bad. And I'm like, I'm standing up 20 million times a day. I'm getting my water. I had one person be like, why do you always leave at 6 p.m.? I'm like, nigga, because I've been working since 9 a.m. Suck my dick. What do you mean, why am I leaving? I've been working for 9 hours. Shut up.
A lot of people that work in post are like very like computer nerdy, like they sit in front of a screen and they they just sit there
That's
and
what they
fucking
do.
work like crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, and they like
My homie's an editor. He does that all the time.
they don't understand like, or I guess I just feel like the odd one out because like that's not me.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't like post at all. This is my second time being in post, and I'm just like
And you're helping them do what in the post? Like kind of
And-
just make sure that.
archive, getting all like newspaper headlines of like the case, like when it happened. So going on like newspaper.com, finding like killer nurse found guilty, family gets lawsuit, and like getting those headlines.
And you're the one that's like pulling up like the newspaper print, or like you're giving that to them so that they can scan it and put it into the show and like,
Exactly,
clip it in
exactly.
and stuff. Okay.
And like, I mean, it's all digitized now too. So
Right.
just boom,
Yeah.
or getting like Pond 5 or like Getty AP images of like stock footage of like a funeral procession or like shit like that. So just like, it's more just kind of filling in the gaps around the interviews that we filmed in production.
Mhm.
So like getting like sound of like a banjo playing and like shit like that. It's just it's very boring. It doesn't feed my creative juices, so I don't like it.
Yeah.
I also don't like being told what to do. And
Yeah.
the person who tells me what to do, his hairline starts at his ears, and I'm like, I hate you. He's such an asshole. It does. I'm just like, I know you were a nerd in high school, and now you're getting off on like telling the pretty girl what to do, but suck my dick.
His hairline started.
It does. I'm just like, how dare you talk to me like that? Sorry, it's mean, but like, imperious by nature. I'm just like, who do you think you are? If we were in public, you would never say this. Your keyboard courage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Keyboard courage. Ooh.
It's keyboard courage.
Keyboard courage. I love that. I've
You've never heard
that
this?
before. That's fire.
Really?
Yeah.
Keyboard courage.
Keyboard.
They all have
courage.
keyboard courage. I'm like, but that's why I go crazy at the boxing gym. I pretend all those people. I'm like, pow, pow. I do.
That's hilarious.
I do.
Me, I'm going there. I'm just going there, sweating. Actually, just get better at because I think about it as like sport. You know, like I want to be I actually want to be in the ring sparring and shit.
Really?
You know what I mean? Yeah, for sure. Like that to me is the fun part about boxing. Like me hitting a bag over and over. Sure, it's fine, it's fun, but like I need to be fighting somebody. Like I need to be like actually moving, dodging shit, like learning how to actually throw and hit. You know what I mean? Like really.
Okay.
That to me is the fun. It's the sport in it. That's fun for me. But okay, we got to wrap things up, baby girl.
Fine.
It's been an hour and 50 minutes. You and I could talk for 6 hours
Could talk forever.
if we really wanted to.
There's a lot. We only talked about astrology and true crime.
Yeah.
A little smut.
Yeah, we didn't even get into the cats.
God, my children, the cats, Mimi and Mango. First of all, the cats. Those are my children, my daughters,
Yes.
my lifeblood.
We need to have another episode.
Fine.
Let's record one like next week or something.
Okay.
Okay, we'll have part 2 of this
Okay.
for sure because there's more to get into. We need to get into cats. We need to get into Beyonce.
God,
We need to get into yoga.
oh, my yoga. We didn't go to. Did you see my yoga Insta?
Yes. Very good. Oh, real quick. Yes, I did.
Okay.
The one video
Mm-hmm.
that tripped me out is when you were able to like cross your leg,
Into Padmasana.
right?
Lotus.
Without using your hands, and then you got your other leg up onto the other leg without using your hands. And you were like like
Yeah.
something clicked and it was like, whoa, this girl just literally like broke
It's
through
hard.
broke through a barrier just now.
Usually,
But that was fucking crazy.
You like that? You like that?
You like wait, hold on. So well, I know how you did. This leg went under, right?
Right leg first, then left leg.
And then you brought this one up, and then you went like that, right?
Right, then left.
Right, then left.
Padmasana, lotus
Okay.
pose. Yeah.
Right, then, yeah.
Yeah, you should be able to do it
While
with
you
no
were sitting down.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that you should be able to do it with no hands, and it's easier to do it in a room with people because it's like you're really sweaty and everyone's sweaty, so the condensation is like you're slippery, so you're like.
Right.
But at home, that was during the pandemic. It was hard to do because I was in my tiny studio, fucking bumping into my dishwasher while trying to do yoga, and I couldn't generate enough sweat to do it. And that was the moment I was Zooming with my teacher while recording myself, and I was finally able to do it. I was like, oh, and then he saw it. I was like, yes, yes.
Yeah, that's
I can also
hella
do it
dope.
on my hands upside down, and then
Yeah.
come down.
Yep, I saw you doing that.
It's called Kukutasana, cock pose.
Kukutasana.
Cock pose.
Cock pose.
Yeah.
More great things that just revolve around sexual things.
Ashleisha. Ashleisha, yeah.
All right, cool. Tell everybody where they can find you.
You can find me. You can find me on TikTok at the Barista Witch. And there I do, TikTok at the Barista Witch. I do tarot. I do Jyotish. I talk about books and coffee. I yell at incels sometimes.
You yell at what?
Incels.
What the fuck is an incel?
You don't know what an incel is?
No, and I think we mentioned this like literally earlier today, or somebody else mentioned it to me.
An involuntary celibate. It's like some dude who's like involuntarily celibate, but they're just like angry with women, and they're just like mean.
I hate that shit.
They're mean. They're very mean.
And then they host all these fucking like alpha male podcasts, and it's like, you are a fucking idiot.
Yeah, incels.
You've probably never gotten any pussy anyways, and then you're just angry about that or
That's
some shit.
that's
exactly
they
what
say
it is.
that's what it is. They're involuntarily celibate.
Insane.
Like, I don't want to be celibate. It's like, the reason why you are is because you act like this.
And the more you talk about it, nobody wants to fuck you.
Yeah,
It's not the energy to be bringing if you want to be fucking somebody.
No, I usually just tell them that their mom should have swallowed, but I can't do that anymore because I keep getting flagged by TikTok. But at the Barista Witch, I do. I'm just like, but now I have moderators who moderate my lives for me. I go live every day with Coffee Time, and I talk about like coffee and astrology. Like, I make my coffee and then talk about like the transits, because people are like, oh, this is my chart. And I'm like, okay, this is how it's affecting you today. I do like an astrological weather report.
I gotta fucking tune in for one of those.
You have to tune in. It's very fun.
Where do you do that?
On TikTok.
Okay, cool. So
I'm a
I don't really
TikToker.
use TikTok, but
Yeah, I know. I
okay,
don't know why.
okay. So
You would
so
blow
let me.
up on
I'll
TikTok.
come to the next one. Okay.
It's every day.
Okay, cool. What time?
I usually do coffee time like 9. I do coffee time like 9 while I'm making my coffee and astrology, and then like body double work from home. So like 9 to 11.
Okay.
Like a quick little boom.
I'll tune in tomorrow.
Tune in tomorrow.
Okay, cool. 9 a.m. tomorrow, Eastern time.
Will you be awake?
Yes,
Okay.
I will be awake because from 8 to 9, I do a thing called the Morning Rush, which is like a community based in helping people grow and lead through their positive spirit. And it's a bunch of entrepreneurs and all kinds of business leaders and executive leaders in the world and stuff like that. So, yeah. So the Barista Witch on TikTok. Anything else?
No. My Instagram is like for friends.
Instagram is for friends, and
So nope, don't follow me there. Because I put like
Apple Podcasts.
true crime
True
aficionados
Yes.
if you want to follow.
Cool.
If you want to do. YouTube is coming soon with the Barista Witch. I'm launching that the spring quarter. So
Perfect.
it's not ready yet. It's very much like, yeah, I still have to design my podcast room. So I have
Cool.
a big space at home.
I love it.
Yeah.
If you need any help, let me know. If you need any art, if you need any photographs,
I do.
photographs
You
or
read
art,
my
let me
mind.
know.
I do need art. I was
Yes.
just thinking I need to decorate my walls.
Yes, perfect. Let's do it.
Oh my gosh.
Let's do
okay.
it. And I can connect you with 2 of my friends who are also really good painters. If you like any of their work, I'm sure they would love to hang one. If you want to buy it, you can, but I'm sure that they would be happy if it's going to be like in camera or something like that, you know?
It will be in camera.
Yeah.
And I will definitely have to obviously link the artist, but my dad is also a painter. I want to show you.
Oh, nice. And I've got my photographs and everything like that. So if you like any of my photographs, if anything connects with you, I'll give you my...
Do you have anything snake-like?
No,
Fine.
I don't think I have anything snake-like, but there might be some stuff that you like.
Okay, fine. This is
Okay,
all-
we're going to wrap this up. We're going to do... unless this is something that needs to be on camera or on...
No.
Okay, cool.
Thank you.
Love you. This
This
is
was
great.
fun.
Yes, this was great. This was fun.
This was very fun.
This is fun. We need more time
We need more time.
on like this.
Okay.
This is great.
Okay. Okay.
we're gonna
and if
get
you
that
ever
going.
come to, okay, let's say bye, and because I don't want to say where I live on camera.
Okay.
Okay.
Goodbye.
Bye.